Hey guys, yeah, I'm just practicing my green screen here today. Uh, Obviously, it's not that great. It's actually just a red sheet, so it's magenta screen. And it'll probably be bothersome to some people, but I just wanted to talk here about this photo. Um, Chicago skyline viewed and photographed from 56 miles away across Lake Michigan by Joshua Nowicki, a weatherman. Does these photos, and you can go to his website and view actual time lapses. And many people report looking across Lake Michigan and being able to see the Chicago skyline on the other side on a clear day when it's not, real heavy atmosphere or foggy or anything like that. It's got to be a clear day, but you can see across Lake Michigan from Michigan and over to Illinois and see the Chicago skyline. And this is saying 56 miles. Now, if the Earth were a globe, a certain portion of this city should be hidden behind the curvature. And we're going to figure that out real quick as to how much of these buildings should we be able to see if the Earth was a globe? What's the math? Because they tell us, the circumference of the Earth is almost 25,000 miles. So we can use their own numbers they give us from NASA, from science, and we can do the math and we can figure out if this city skyline, should we be able to see it? And if we shouldn't be able to see it, then does that mean that the Earth could be flat? And that's what we're going to look at here. That's what I want to discuss. Now, this weatherman, Joshua Nowicki, he went on the Weather Channel Live, and he said, this is just a mirage. This is a mirage, a Lake Superior, a superior mirage is what he said. But anytime you have a mirage, you should have the image inverting and turning upside down and distortion of the image. And you don't see that here. Now, other people are going to be screaming, refraction. Oh, it's refraction. The light is bending, bringing the image over the curve. Okay, well, first of all, we just need to, I tell you what, actually, Rob Skiba, the story is that Rob Skiba and one of his buddies actually went to the lake on a day where there was clear conditions, and they got on a boat and they worked it out to where they got on the boat and they kept traveling across the lake until they got up close to the city and were able to see the city the whole way and prove that it was not a mirage that they were seeing. So, let's just look at the math real quick here and let's see what we come up with. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. Now, the tallest building is the Sears Tower. And I know my green screen here is kind of messing it up here, but see here, the tallest building in Chicago is 1,450 feet tall, skyscraper, the Sears Tower. The top of that's the tallest building that we're looking at. Now, the math to figure this out, what they tell us, this is the math from NASA, from science. It should be 8 inches per mile squared of how much you lose behind the curvature, when they talk about a boat going over the curvature of the Earth. You watch that boat go away over the ocean. Well, the math is 8 inches per mile squared. Now, that's not necessarily taking into account that that's when you're down at sea level, and this picture may have been taken slightly above. So we're just going to take into account 50 miles, okay? 50 miles. This picture said 56 miles away. We're just going to do 50 miles, and that's a significant reduction to take into account that the picture wasn't taken right down at sea level. It was taken slightly above sea level. So we're taking away 6 miles just for that, and we're going to do 50 miles at 8 inches per mile squared. So we take, all right, 50 times 50 equals 2,500 inches, and then we take that times 8 inches per mile equals 20,000 inches total. And then to get our feet, we go divided by 12 equals, and there you see you have 1,666 plus feet would be the highest point of where we couldn't see anything below that once we get to the Chicago city skyline. So with the tower being 1,450 feet tall, the Sears Tower, that should be at least 200 feet behind the curvature if we do the math. There should be no way that we should be able to see even the tippy top of that building. See, there should be no way we should be able to see the tippy top of that tallest building in the Chicago skyline. And yet we can see nearly the whole city. Now, there is what they say the atmosphere acts as a lens. There is a little bit missing, as I understand, at the very bottom of the city. But because of atmospheric lensing, the atmosphere acts as a lens, and it actually enlarges the image, and it bends the light downwards so that you are missing the lower areas of the city just a little bit. But that is simply a result of atmospheric lensing. But the image in the first place would not be able to be seen unless it was indeed absolutely there in the first place. There would be no atmospheric lensing taking place on this image if it wasn't in the sight line of the viewing device, the cameraman, or the camera, or the eyes of the individual in the first place. Yet we can see this image looking across Lake Michigan on a clear day. This is just one of those scientific proofs that the earth is flat, guys, just like the Bible teaches, and it really does teach that. And we've been sent into this strong delusion of the heliocentric model, and that's exactly what it is. It's a very strong delusion. So anyways, I just wanted to get that video done. The earth is flat. Jesus is Lord. The Bible is true. God bless you guys. I hope you have a great day.